Hello, everybody. So today we're going to talk about what's new in e-commerce. So here you have a pad, it will come, where you can see and you can already ask your question that we'll answer at the end of this talk. Okay, I'll let you scan it. So today we're going to talk about what's new in Odoo 18 for e-commerce. Let me introduce Matthew. Matthew is selling beers and he wants to sell online. Why online? Because he already has everything into Odoo, and by just adding a website and an e-commerce, he could generate more revenue from his existing database and his existing client. He has a big dream, he wants to expand them with an online business, and his challenge is to navigate through the sales landscape. Our solution here will be leveraging the Odoo e-commerce to make this happen. So in Odoo 18, we improved some stuff, a lot of stuff that I will show you today, and I split them into a section. So first, we improved the way we can start with Odoo, and I will show you this. So I already created a website, and now I'm going to add some new product to the product catalog. So I go to the products, and I'm going to import new products. So I'm going to import new records. And I imported an Excel with the name, the sales price, the e-commerce description, and what's new, that we can now upload images directly with the Excel. So my Excel, just to show you, looks like this. In my image tab, I have names of pictures. Before, it was not possible to import images at the same time as the products. But now, by having the name of my images, I will just import this, and because I have a field that is an image, we can now upload the images directly with the Excel. So I'm going to upload my file. I go to my folder, and I select my 10 images. I click on Open. We always test, and we import. And you now see that all my products have been imported with the specific image. So if I go to the website, we now see that we have an image on the product. And before, we had to do it manually for each one or to find workarounds, but now it's really easy to import images, but you can do the same for documents and everything that is like a file, a binary field into Odoo. Second part that we improved is also the way we manage product from the backend. Now you see that we have the possibility to publish and unpublish directly from the backend. Before, we had to go to the website and publish and unpublish. We also put everything that's related to e-commerce directly into a specific section of it. And now, let's imagine that I want to add a new product to my catalog. So you see I have some products, and I want to add a new one. So I click on Add Product. And we can do the same as Fabien showed yesterday. We can just scan a barcode to add a new product. So I sell beer, but we drank enough beer yesterday, so I brought Coca. And let's imagine you don't have a scanner, so you can just type the QR code. By just doing this, my product has been added to my catalog. Here, the picture is not the one I would select, but at least I have a picture, and for the product, I can assure you that those are better. So we see that we have the name, a price that we can adapt, but we already have the product and a picture imported into Odoo. Let's now go to a specific product, and I will show something that we added. So we now have a duvel, and we want to add a specific ribbon, but only for a variant of it. So here, for the moment, I don't have any variant. I just have information about my product. So I will say that I'm not selling only 33 centiliters, but I'm also selling 75 centiliters. By doing that, a variant has been created. I go to this specific variant, and I say, this product is a new one, so we add a variant ribbon on this specific variant. By doing that, if I go to the website, and that I change, we see that we now have a ribbon on the variant, which was not the case before. So now that I've shown you a better way how to start with Odoo, just a small recap. We have an easier import of images, an easier product management from the backend, a barcode creation when we add new product to our catalog, and we now have the ribbon on the variant. Then what we also did is to improve the user interface. So for the people who come to the website, we try to make the website better, and look better. Sorry for that. Thomas and Jeremy discussed about the mega menu, so I want to show you something. If I go to my database, I already have some categories that are already created before, and we want to create a mega menu. So to do that, I'm going to go to Menu Editor. For the ones who don't know what's a mega menu, you will see in a second. And I'm going to call it our beers. Okay, I save. Now, a mega menu, the goal of this is to make the user flow way easier to arrive directly on a specific product category. But you see, I sell beers, and here we are talking about computers, monitors, electronics. It's not really my categories. What we added is that now we can generate the e-commerce mega menu based on the category. So by just selecting this and clicking on this button, all my category will be automatically populated, and we can then override those information if we want to. Now let's imagine that on my e-commerce category, I'm going to add new ones, and you see I sell beer packs. I want to have a summer pack, which is part of the beer pack category, and I want to add a winter packs, which is also part of the beer packs. I'm going to save. I'm going to go back to my website. And now, if I select this, edit, I can just regenerate it, and they will appear. It means that if now I click on a specific category, the link is automatically made and arrive on my lager beer. Duvel is not a lager beer, but it was for the example. What we also improved is the category page. So you see, we are on the category page. Category page, they are really important for SEO. Why? SEO, we talked about it, search engine optimization, is to make people find you online. Here, let's imagine that I sell beers, and I want people to arrive on my beer pack. Okay? If my name is Hops and Drops, then I have no chance that people find me on beer packs. If they type beer packs on Google, they will never find me. So what you have to do is to optimize your category page in order to be visible on beer packs. What we did is that we added this title, which is an H1 HTML tag that help Google and help you understand what's happening on this page. We also improved the fact that the title, meta title here, already contains the name of my category. But even more than that, in order to be visible, this is not enough. We have to add content. So you can now take a text. Let's say I'm going to put some text. And I want to put some text talking about what's a beer pack in order to be visible online. We've seen that together. You can write here. Usually we write 1 or 2 sentences, because if you write too long text, people don't see the product. And so you want to write a short text. And so here, in this case, I'm not advising you to do that always, but you can use ChatGPT. Write a short beer pack description. Okay, this is a bit too long. And I'm going to insert it. Okay, here I have the information that I don't need. I can just take it away. By doing that, I add content to my pages, but as I said, you can only put 1 or 2 sentences because otherwise people don't see your product. So we also added a block below where you can add a longer text explaining what's really this category to make people find you online. I ask for a long description, that's why it takes a bit longer. I insert, okay, perfect. You can delete the part that you don't want, and you save. Thanks to that, I cannot promise you, but we have more chance to be visible on beer packs than before. So thanks to that, we really improved the SEO, but not only the SEO, we also explain to the people who arrive to a specific category what they can find here, and so it's a better user interface, a better user experience. Now, I want to show you something nice that has been requested a lot of time. Even yesterday at the booth, I had a question quite often. If we now add a product carousel, before, in the product carousel, we only display the product variant, meaning that here we see 2 times the duvel, 75 and 33. It's not really interesting for us. We want people to only see that we sell duvel. So we can just unselect this, and we now only show product templates and not the variants of this. This is a feature that a lot of people have been requesting, and we now have it in Odoo 18. We also redesign the shop page. It's an ongoing process. We're going to continue for next version, but we already made it way better in terms of coding, but also in terms of visualization with the categories, for example, here. And also on the product itself. Okay. On the product itself here, we have what we call the accordion, where we can display information, for example, the specification with the variants and the information about the alcohol, the type of brewery, and also we can display more information that will be displayed on all products, but it's just an easier way and a better way to display information on the product page. So we improved the user interface. So now we have the mega menu based on the e-commerce category. We improved the category page a lot, mainly for SEO, but also for user experience. And we also changed the carousel to have the product template. We also redesigned the shop page and the product page, but this will continue for next version. It's an ongoing process, as I said. But what about click and collect? So let's imagine Matthew. He sells beer in his shop, but he wants people to come and pick it up in his shop, or maybe he has a friend who has a saloon where people can also come and get their beers. So I will show you. We see now that we are on a duvel. People want to purchase it, but they want to pick it up in store. We now have the possibility to check the availability in each store that they have, each store being a warehouse. We see, based on my zip code, they will show me the closest shop. And we see that at Hops and Drops, Matthew's shop, no more stock of duvel, but at his friend air fryer place, we have 7 available. So you can just select it, choose the location, and then add to cart. By doing that, we have our product in our basket, and we can check out. And now you see that automatically, here, I have 2 delivery methods. I can be delivered if I want to, but I can also pick up in store. So here, by default, I choose air fryer, so it's air fryer, that's the delivery place. But I can change it if I want to. In this case, I have no stock in Hops and Drops, so anyway, I will go to air fryer. And then I confirm. We have 2 types of payment. First one is demo, meaning people pay online with a credit card or via bank contact, whatever they want, but they can also pay on site. About the click and collect, there is a specific talk about that, so I won't go deeper into the details, but you know that now you have the possibility to display the quantity in each shop and also to pay on site or online. Another feature that has been added that is related to that I want to show you is that we now have, before we didn't have the possibility to have multiple warehouses on a single website. We always had to decide 1 warehouse per website. Now we have the possibility to see, I want all my warehouses stock to be available on my website. And we can say all warehouses, or we can choose a specific warehouse. So that's also an improvement that has been requested a lot of time that we now have implemented. Recap. So we now have multi-warehouse on website, highly requested feature. We can see the available stock per shop, which I think really added value to our product. And we can pay online or in store. And also the integration with the pop-up of the selection of the shop has been added to SendCloud. When you use SendCloud and you want to choose a pick a place, you can now use this specific pop-up. Oh, I think they don't want me to go to the duvel page. And so this pop-up will also be in the checkout when you select SendCloud or FedEx. Okay, So now imagine that for summer or winter, I want to have a customizable pack. So it means that people can choose, okay, in my pack, I would like a big beer, a glass, and a specific 6-pack beers. But I want to choose which beer, which glass, and which specific pack. And so that's what I will show you, because we now implemented the combo product on the e-commerce. So here I have my pack, Happy Beer Day, and we see that the pack is composed of a large bottle, a custom glass, and a 6-pack of assorted beer. If I add to cart, you will see there is a pop-up. I can choose the beer pad that I want. Do you want Chouf or Vedette? Or do you want Lef or Lupulus? I was talking about a glass, and it's not here. So I will just show you how to do it into Odoo. So we select a product with a pack, which is Happy Beer Day, and it's a type combo. In the combo, you have the combo choices, the beer pack, the big bottle, and we'll add the glass. By adding the glass, you can choose which product you want to, people to choose from. So we have the Chouf glass and we have the Vedette glass, and let's say that the Chouf glass is €1 extra. We do it, and then we go back to the product and add to cart, and we choose, and we see that the Chouf glass is €1 extra. I don't want that, and the ref. By doing that, you arrive on your cart, and you see you have this specific pack with all the products that are inside it. Same way, you can just check out, but there is also something that we improved on the checkout, which is the delivery. Before, you see I had the standard delivery and the pickup in store. In this case, I have pickup in store and fragile delivery. Why is it? Why do I have a new delivery method? Because now, in the delivery method, we added a new thing that I will show you, delivery method, fragile. And here, you see must-have tag or exclude tag. In our case, the fragile delivery only arrives if a product is in the cart that contains the tag fragile. So on my product, which is glass, where is it? There. I add the tag, fragile. Because I have a product that contains the tag fragile, I have the fragile delivery that appeared. But also, the standard delivery disappeared. And I did the exact opposite on the fragile, on the standard delivery, saying exclude tag if there is fragile. So I think that can be really useful for a lot of use cases that we have for clients. Wants a specific delivery based on a product that's in the cart, being too big, being too heavy, being fragile, as I said. That can be really useful for a lot of use cases, we believe. So I have my customizable pack, and now a small recap. We now have the possibility to create packs. So it can be useful for summer packs, like I showed, but it can be useful for a restaurant, for example, where they have a menu. You want to select what type of French fries you want, what type of burger you want, and what type of dessert you want, for example. You have the choice between multiple products. In my case, I only put 2, but you can have more than 2. You can have either variants in it, like Fabien showed yesterday. And we also have the delivery method based on tags. And I think that's also a huge improvement. Now, we also have B2B. A lot of Odoo websites are made for B2B, and we wanted to improve that as well. So what did we do on that side? So a lot of people have been requesting that if people are not connected, they should not see the shop. Okay? For the moment, it was not really possible. It was possible with customization, but it's standard. The only thing we could do is to prevent people from buying specific product. But now we don't want them to see the shop anymore. So in the configuration, we now have what we call e-commerce access, all user or only logged in user. So here I'm going to put only logged in user, and I go to my website. And here I'm logged in, so I see the shop. I will log out, and you see the shop doesn't appear. If I know the URL or whatever, I click on the URL, maybe I received an email or I don't know, and as I'm not connected, I don't see the shop, they ask me to connect. So I think that's also something that has been highly requested by the community, and we now added it to Odoo 18. Also, something that has been requested a lot, on the website, when I'm connected, I have a view on my loyalty points that I have for my specific customer. So I already purchased some stuff, and now I have loyalty points. I also have e-wallet because some customer, they have e-wallet, they pay in advance, and then we offer them credits to purchase online. We can now have a view on our points directly from the portal. Loyalty card, you can see where you gain the points from, which sales order. You can click on it and see from which sales order. But you can also see that I get a free duvel because I have 200 points. And I can go and claim. By doing that, I will arrive on my shop. Oh, still not. Up. I'm going to add some product to my cart, and I say, OK, you have a free product. I'm going to claim it. And so it will be added to my basket. I can do the same for the e-wallet. I can now pay via e-wallet and see the amount I still have on my account. We also added some new feature that I will show you now about the payment providers. So we now have Worldline, because before we had Ogon and SIPS, but they are depreciated, so we now implement Worldline Direct. And we also added Xendit. It's a payment provider that is mostly used in Southeastern Asia and mostly in Indonesia. And we now open that market thanks to this payment provider. So as a recap, we improved the B2B flows. We can now hide the shop for not logged in users. We add Xendit and Worldline. And we now have the loyalty and the e-wallet into the portal. So Matthew is now happy. He has a good e-commerce, and he comes from happy ales to happy sales. Thank you for this presentation. And we can now deep dive into questions.
Thank you, Matthews. Again, so I see a lot of questions. Please feel free to access to the pod. We will do our best. If you have more questions, technical ones, don't hesitate to go to booth from the web design at the Odoo Village Hall 7. Matthews, you speak a lot about product category.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of question about URL. Can you change it easily for the product category? And I also read any possibilities to create, for example, no, not this one, about URL. Ooh. Is it possible to change the URL structure of the categories and a product? So this question...
Yeah. About the URL, so I went to a specific category, and here we can change the URL, but we always have to keep kind of a structure. So we have always /shop/category, and then the name of the category. Then, in the end, we have an ID, because we need this ID to be directly linked to the category. So this cannot be removed in standard, but if you want to via custom development, it's possible, but I don't believe it's necessary, and it has an impact for SEO or for user experience, because all websites use IDs on products and on categories. You can go on Amazon, you will see the exact same thing. So it's possible to change by replacing the name of the category, but not many more than that.
Okay, thank you. About shipping methods, is it possible to show a shipping method only to a specific group of customers?
Yes and no. So on the delivery method, you can define here the availability based on the countries, the state, or the zip prefix. And we don't have the possibility to give a specific delivery method to a customer, but maybe we can just, after, into the backend, rework the delivery based on the customer it is for, but not in standard automated.
You show us a lot about variants and possibility to visibility. On those variants, so product variants, here I have a question about, is it possible to restrict product visibility to a certain user groups, so based more on contact tags or attributes?
Okay, not really, but technically it's possible to restrict the purchase of a specific product. So it's a bit advanced, but I can try to show you now. So here, I won't click on the duvel because they don't want to open it. Let's say I don't want to sell the zero sugar to specific user. So what I will do is I will go into the settings and go into prevent sale of zero price product. By doing that, it means that if the product is 0, you don't purchase it, you just you're just redirect to the contact us. So I will go and I will put a price of 0. By doing that, you see the product is not available for sale. I can change that specific text, and we are redirected to the contact us. And from there, we can also redirect people to sign in or whatever. And so in that situation, we could do it. We could say that for the public user, we put a specific price list with all the products or those specific products to 0 price product. Then people cannot purchase it, but if they are connected and they have a specific price list assigned to them, we can assign this Coca-Cola Zero bottle at €2, and then they can purchase it. So in that way, we can specify some products that are not possible to purchase for specific users. We can discuss that, but I can show you more, but it's a bit more advanced.
Here I have a question about the power of Odoo. So for some products, I can have 50 types of variants.
Mm-hmm.
So it means that it can concern around 100K reference. Odoo can do that?
Yeah, so technically into the variant, we are limited to 1,000 variants per product. But that means that those 1,000 product variants will be created in advance. And we have a possibility into Odoo to say that the variants are not created or only when they are purchased. But there is a specific talk about variants, so for the person who has that question, I advise them to go. I think it's in this room with Claire later today. But it's possible to have more than that, but they won't be created into the backend. It's more like customizable variants. Otherwise, you can just split them with more product template and less variant per product template.
About backend, is it possible to see the loyalty points of a customer in the contact modules?
Honestly, I don't know. We'll check. Yeah, we can see here loyalty cards, and we can see that loyalty cards have this amount of points and this amount of e-wallet. So yes.
You talk about the B2B logging.
Yep.
How can I prevent everyone just creating an account? Can you verify a B2B user as a real B2B customers?
Yes. Give me one sec. Yeah, so here, customer account can be on invitation and not on free sign-up. It means that if people go to the website and I'm not connected, I click on sign in, and you see I don't have the possibility to create an account. So here what we're going to do is that we're going to create a new page with on there a contact form that creates a res partner, so a contact. And then manually into the backend, you will go to that specific contact and grant this person a portal access. So you have the view and you can choose who gets to get a customer account and who cannot. I can also show this, but it will take a bit of time. But it's easy to do. If you have questions about click and collect, we'll have a specific talk about that today as well. We continue some questions, but after that we have the Ask Me Anything question at the end of the day here as well. If you have other question about e-commerce, we can answer that at that moment, but maybe you have other questions?
So here, one of the first one was regarding B2B customer. Is it possible for them to order product not yet available in stock?
Yeah, you can choose. So, for example, here in the setting of the website, yeah, here I say out of stock, I want to continue selling. So it means that even if the product is out of stock, we can say, I don't want to show the quantity, and people come and they purchase whatever they want, even if we don't have that specific product in stock. Maybe it's not even produced yet, but they can still purchase it, and then we're going to produce it and send it to them after.
This one is nice. Is it possible to mass import specification or technical information on the product page? In case, for example, where specification or technical information are different between products.
Okay, so that depends. If you have like documents, so if it's PDF, you can directly import them the way I showed for the picture directly on the product. So here we have, let's say this one, we can add documents. Yeah, let's say I'm going to put no, it's not an image. Okay, I don't have a document, but we can add them directly here and make them visible on the product page if it's a PDF. If you don't want a PDF, but you want text, we can always, on a product, add some content at the bottom of it. Let's say I want to add this. This will be product specific. So maybe you didn't see that, so I will redo it again. But here, you see, if I drag it above, it will be specific to that product. If I drag it after, it will be across all products. So here, it's going to be product specific. I'm going to add it, and I can modify manually. But the question here is how to import them. So what you have to know is that this field is an HTML field. So if I export it, I will have not text and image, but I will have HTML tags, so it would look quite bad. But exporting that, we can just rework this thanks to ChatGPT, or also splitting the cells just to have like our text in specific cells, and then we modify it and we re-import it. So that's feasible. It's not an easy job, but it's feasible.
More question about payment. An easy one, and then I see after another one which is very interesting. The easy one is in standard. Is payment by invoice available?
So payment by invoice, yes and no. So I'm going to show you. What do you mean by payment by invoice? So paying after people receive the product. So what we could do is go to configuration, payment providers, and what we usually do is we add wire transfer. So it means that when people arrive on the website and they purchase, we'll ask them to do a wire transfer. We can also modify this text and this message and say, pay after reception, for example. And then by doing that, people will create a sale order. It will arrive into the backend, but it won't be confirmed. It will be in quotation sent. And then after, we can rework, we can send a reminder of payment to the person so that they pay on reception and by kind of invoice, if we send the invoice at that moment.
So the other one about payments, if a customer has paid for an order and one, I suppose, product is not shipped, and I need to refund part of the money, can I create an e-wallet for them and refund the amount through this feature?
Yes. So we can directly, but you have to create directly an e-wallet. From what I know, you have to create an e-wallet for this person manually. So here you can just create and choose the partner and say to this person, you have 1 month to use the e-wallet. By doing that, you can give this person a balance of 82 euros with description, refund, and confirm. Yeah, that's it. Let's have one more question and then we can close.
But easy. Who will get the microphone for the last question?
Who wants to ask a question? As I said, otherwise we have the Ask Me Anything on e-commerce later today, but yeah. Tell me.
Okay, I've started an e-commerce, but the free version, okay? And now I want to pass to the paid version and change the URL from a domain provider.
Yeah.
How can I do that?
Okay. So there is a documentation. It doesn't look easy to follow, but it's not that hard. But I will explain the different points that you have to follow. First, you have your DNS. In your DNS, you have to create a CNAME that will redirect your domain name to the database of Odoo. That's the first step. You create a CNAME. If you want them to redirect your naked domain, which will be without the www, you create a redirection from this naked to the other one. And the second part is to go into your Odoo. You go to odoo.com, you go to your portal, My Databases, then you select your database, you click on domain name, it's in French, but okay, and you can say, I want to use my own domain, type the domain that you just purchased, and verify. If you did the CNAME right, it will work, and it will directly be connected to your database, and that's all you have to do. It's a free version and a paid version are the same for Odoo. It's the same Odoo, so it's the same. But what you have to know is that you can also have a free domain name for 1 year paid by Odoo. So if you want, you can just say, I want a new domain. You contact the support, and they will give you a free domain name that you choose for free for 1 year, and then you have to pay for the next years if you want to. Okay.
Thank you, Matthews.
Thank you.
And don't forget, if you have other questions, feel free.
Yeah, but I think we can close now, and we'll have the Ask Me Anything later today if you have more questions, or you can come and ask me directly.